I'm going to be drawing some different kind of lines today. So the first one I'm going to draw is a straight line. That's the line that we most often think of. Another line I could do is the wavy line. Hello, line. Sometimes I like to go over my lines to press it harder. You can be picking any color crayon that you want for your lines. Maybe I'll switch colors. Another good line, one of my favorites, is the zigzag line. I could do a zigzag that's got all the zigs the same. Maybe I'd do a zigzag that does the zigs different. Going from one side all the way to the other. Another line that's really good to do is a bumpy line. If you turn it upside down, it looks like waves. Another one I could do is a broken line. Looks like the street. A little bit harder of a line is the loop-de-loop. Woo! Woo! I go back and I loop over my line. Woo! Woo! Ooh, I love the loop-de-loop. Another important line is a dotted line. I'm not just doing dots like that. I'm actually drawing circles to make it really look like a dot. 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 Nice. I'm going all the way from one side to the other. There are a couple other hard ones. I think I'm going to do one more up top just because I like it. It's called the key line. If you're feeling like you want a challenge, it's where you just go over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up. It looks like the top of a castle or the parts of a key. Now those are just my most common lines that I see. This is our practice. Once you've practiced your lines, we're going to move over to oil pastels, what I call fancy crayons. Now you may look at these oil pastels and say, those don't look fancy, they look kind of broken and stubby. Just wait, they look so good. So I'll move my crayons out of the way. Got my bigger paper now. And I'm gonna pick my favorite lines and I'm gonna do the same thing across my page. So maybe I'll start with my favorite. Oh, now you can see why they look, I call them fancy crayons, because they look so good. Start and end by touching our paper. I'm gonna do a different color each time. Just pick my favorite lines. I can do all different ones, or I could pick the same favorites. All right, so I did let's name these. We got a dotted, loop-de-loop, straight, bumpy, key line, broken, wavy, and zigzag. So I actually got all of mine in there, woohoo! Once I've drawn all of these, we're gonna actually use watercolors today. And I'm gonna put multiple sets at your table because some of them don't always have all the colors, but every table will have all the colors. So these are gonna go in the middle of your table. Here's my watercolor sets. So you can see here, I've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So sometimes I have to go back and forth between sets. Black and brown. So those are all the colors. I've got them all in these two sets, even though maybe I have to use two sets to get all those colors. All right, I'm gonna make sure there's no little oil pastels on my paper. Start by getting your brush wet because you have to wake these up and we have to be very gentle. So I'm gonna rub my brush on the bottom and then rub it on the side of the cup so there's no drips. And I'll start maybe with my red. So I am not pressing hard into this. I'm gently petting it like it's a cat, and I don't want it to hurt it or scare it. I'm going to just paint the top until I hit a line. So this is a dotted line. I'm actually going to paint over it because it doesn't go all the way across. There's no place for it to stop. But this is an orange loop-de-loop, and I'm going to stop at the orange loop-de-loop. If I need more paint, I get more water. I wake up my paint a little bit more, pressing gently. If you press hard, it doesn't make it better. You'll notice I'm painting over my orange, and it's still popping out. Woohoo! That is because it is waxy. These oil pastels don't like water, and so they push it away, and you still get to see your color. When I'm done with my red, I rinse off my brush. I rub it on the bottom of my cup. I wipe it on the side. And now I'm going to, sometimes you might need to check out, oh, yep, it's good. Check on that paper towel, make sure it's really clean. Now let's do, I think I'm just gonna go down the rainbow. So I'm gonna do orange, because I know that song. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. This next section will be orange. I'm gonna stop where my green line is. I'm gonna try to paint all the way across. You can pick whatever colors you want to do in between yours. Notice how there's no white space left here. Clean it on the bottom, wipe it on the side, check on your paper towel, looks good. Time to move to yellow. We always want to check when we move to yellow because yellow is the easiest paint to get dirty. You run out of paint halfway through, dip it in water again, get some more yellow. And I like to smooth it out, making sure there's no big clumps of water that's gonna drip on my other spots. Here we go. Whoops, I had a spot, so I had to cover it up with paint. I don't want to leave any white spots. This is going to be all color. Now this section is taking a little bit longer than other sections because it's got this hard key line to paint, but it's going to look so good. If you accidentally get a little oopsie over here, you can take your paper towel if you want to try to wipe it off a little bit. Hey, that helped a little bit. And then we'll just go over with our other color, but it's okay if we get some little oopsies on the other side. It's all gonna be making a beautiful artwork anyway, even if we get some dots in my yellow or something. Now, even though this blue looks empty, there's still blue paint in there. This one, not much blue paint. It's white, so I can't. But on the edges of this one, there's still plenty of good blue paint. Oh, yes. I love how that purple just pushes the blue paint away and says, no, I am waxy and you are water. Get off of me. I want to stand out. That wax resist looks so nice. In my last section, I did my rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. I could do black or brown. Those are the colors I have left. Or I could repeat one of those colors. I'm gonna do brown because actually I'm gonna be putting this on a black background paper. So I'm just gonna avoid black. You could use black if you want to in one of your sections, but keep in mind we will be gluing this down onto black paper. So I decided to use brown instead. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry. I'm very excited to transform this next class. Okay, for the second half of this project, after your paint is dry or mostly dry, you're going to grab some pieces of paper. I've got 2 circles, a black paper and a white paper, little rectangle, and my little black mouth shape. So I've got these little guys to get started. What I'm gonna do before I even work on this face, I'm actually gonna make some little ears for my line monster. So I'm gonna take my scissors, I'm gonna curve curve off the corner. So this looks like the top of the head. Turn my paper, I'm gonna curve off just a little bit of the corner over there. I need to curve off a little bit more, I can. If it's helpful, you could always maybe draw a line on the back where you want it to be. So that way it kind of looks like the head. With these little scraps, I could then maybe make some ears. So with the ear, I would take this and I made a triangle. Let's watch that again. I have my little scrap right here. I cut basically on that line in order to turn this into a triangle. And now I can have two little ears. You can make them be like kind of horns or ears like this. Well, I think I'm gonna do it that way. So I take it, put just a little bit of glue on the end. And you gotta hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Let's see which way I like this guy. Ooh, I think I like it that way actually. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Got my ears done. My little monster, or my horns, depending on how you want to make it. You could even curve them if you don't want to do a triangle. You could do something else, another shape. Now I'm gonna think about the face. So I got my eyes here. If I want to, you can leave them circles. If you want to cut off a little portion of it, make it like a half circle, you can make them angry eyes. Your call. Actually, I like mine being cute, so I'm gonna do the regular circles. I'll leave those angry eyes for someone else. Before I glue anything down, I'm kind of placing stuff on here to see where I like it. All right, so I like my mouth. If you're doing those angry eyes, you can make it an upside down mouth. You could trim it and cut off some and make it a different shape. With this paper, I'm gonna do a couple different things. I could make some eyebrows. Ooh, it's kind of on my line right there. You could kind of curve them, angry. You could even cut curves for eyebrows if you want to cut some curves, or just leave them straight. I could cut out some eyes. If you have a hard time cutting out circles, you could always trace a glue stick lid where you hold it down and you draw around it with pencil. Or you could just try to draw your own circle. All right, so I'm gonna cut out my next eye. And if you really don't like cutting, you know, you could always do that, or you could just draw it on there yourself with marker. That looks great too. So either cut out a piece or draw it on there with marker. You can play either cross-eyed. So looking to the right, looking to the left, looking in the middle, looking down. I think I like mine being a little goofy. Well, maybe we'll look off to the side. Hey, what's up? What's over there? And then with this white paper, you're gonna decide what kind of teeth. Do we have square teeth? Do we have triangle teeth? Cut in, cut in. So you can kind of pick your teeth shape. I think since I'm kind of going with a more friendly monster, I think I'm gonna stick with the rectangles and squares because that makes sense for my monster. You can add as many teeth as you want to. Once you got all your things down, you can start gluing them. So you just pick up one part, put glue on the back, and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do the same thing. Notice I'm putting the glue off to the side. My glue is barely out. That way I don't get a bunch of glue stuck all over my fingers and all over my papers. But do count to 10 every time you put something on your paper, so that way it actually stays stuck. Other details I've seen people add are eyelashes. Sometimes I've seen people add bows up here for it to make it cute. Whatever, glasses, if you need help, you could try to do that. That sounds complicated, but you never know. So if you need more scrap paper, like black and white, or a different color, you can just ask Mrs. Rosell. I have all kinds of paper in my scrap box. And there's my cute little lion monster. Maybe you have a scary lion monster. Either way, make sure that your name is on the back. And I actually always like to sign my name small in the corner as well. There you go. Hope you have fun making your lion monsters. Your turn, everybody.